Hi everybody, JP Ruja here, Jeremy Medeiros out on Nonsuch. It's March 10th, 2025. Very special day today because over this past weekend, the chick in the Cam2 burrow hatched finally. So neither Jeremy or I have slept in the last 3 days. As usual, it happens at night. It hatched at 9 p.m. First feeding was at 1 a.m. and the next feeding was at 5 a.m., all of which I was up to monitor. Anyway, I'll just hand it over to Jeremy and we're going to get a first look at this chick.
Okay, yeah, JP, it is an exciting time, and this chick almost marks the end of the hatching period for Cahao chicks because it was one of the last eggs to be laid in this nest, primarily because it's a brand new female. This is her first real egg. Last year it just laid a undersized egg, the first one it ever produced, not fertile. So this is her first real attempt at reproduction with her much older and experienced mate. And yeah, it was the last one laid, and it's probably the last one that's hatched. I think all of the other nests that had viable eggs, they've hatched, and it looks like it's going to be about 24 chicks on Nonsuch. I've just been on one of the other islands, and quite a few additional chicks there, so it's exciting. Yeah, and as he said, it's been a long one for this. It took 5 days from the time I first saw the pips on it, the first little, little dimples where the chick is starting to break its way out of the shell. It was like last Wednesday, and took 5 full days for the chick to finally break out, and happened last night just before 9 p.m. So we know that the male bird is in. He fed the chick just about 2.5, 3 hours after it hatched, so that's perfect. He's very experienced. He knows what to do, so it worked out beautiful. So we're going to take a look at him first, and then we're going to get a look at his chick, which is at this point only about 14 or so hours. It's less than a day old anyway. I don't know. I think both of our brains are misfiring slightly at this point from lack of sleep. Anyway, yeah, so I've got everything ready. Let's take a look at Daddy first, and then we'll go to the child. Oh yes, here we go. Lift him. He was actually brooding. The chick is likely to be a little bit grouchy because it's quite protective of the chick. Yeah, and this is Samson. This is our sort of, I guess, prize bull, a male Cahao, because he's one of the bigger birds, male birds in the entire population. Now that's something he almost never does. He's not really biting. He's just letting me know he's not exactly happy. Just nibbling at my hand slightly. So, and you can see my hand is already shredded from handling a couple of tropic birds earlier. It's like handling a live chainsaw, by the blade. So you can see it's a lovely experienced boy. He's about 20 years old now, I think it is. He's already raised 12 chicks to fledging successfully with his first mate. That mate failed to return 2 years ago, lost at sea, cause unknown. It happens. So he picked up a new, much younger mate, a 6-year-old female, almost immediately. They did their first practice egg last year, and this is their first serious attempt. He is still really heavy at this point. He came in, he was almost 480 grams, almost a record weight. He is still 381. So that's 361 at this point. That's very good for this point. And he fed the chick last night. So let's put that down first, 361. Now, I know it's the male, and I know the band number is E0174, but you have to confirm it, so that's what I'm going to do. And yep, E0174, yep, that is indeed Samson. So just one of my most, reproductively successful birds. And that's a bird that I translocated to Nonsuch as a chick back in 2005. And he's, of course, a male. Okay, so we're going to just tuck him in there, hopefully, nice and so that he doesn't try to break out like he's doing. He wants to get back to his chick. I don't blame him. So let's just get him back in here. I'm gonna tuck him in. Usually he'll settle down. And let's have a first look at the chick. Oh, what a, I can tell already he actually got a really good weight. You can still see some of his little filaments are still fluffing out. They're still a little bit, you know, typical of a fledgling bird. They're still a little bit punk rocky looking on top of his head. So this chick is only about 3/4 of a day old at this point. It's about as young as you get. It is so young, I'm not going to do any of the other measurements. All I'm going to do is a weight to see how much. Normally when they hatch, it was a pretty big egg, so it was probably around about 30 to 38 grams when it hatched. They can be as light as 28 grams, so we will see. Just gently put them in here. We'll do this as quickly as possible so that we have the least amount of impact. And after you do this 2 or 3 times, the chicks are fine. You know, they're not alarmed at all. Oh yes, let's see. So 70. Okay, stop bouncing. 70. 73. So that's 53 grams. Yeah. So he had a nice feed, and his pooped. He's just pooped over both me and his father's bag. Yeah, it's mostly all water. It's all the excess fluid that's brought in with the chick. So yeah, so that is our new brand new hatched cahal chick, cahaulet. That is the son of Samson, or daughter of Samson, who knows. I mean, once it gets much older, in about 3 months, we'll usually be able to sex it by then, and then we'll think about you know, getting a name for it. He's already got the right attitude, I think. Great. Okay, Mr. Samson. Okay. Oh, let's get Samson back in. Great. So everything looks great. I might have to have you replay it just so I can remember what the weight of the chick was. I think it was 58, I believe. There we go. And there's Samson in there. Okay, so yeah, looks like we have a bouncing baby, very vivacious, very energetic, you know, less than 24-hour long old cahal chick in the Cam2 nest. We know there's about 23 others. There may be 24, but I won't know until I get a burrow cam out here to look in a very deep nest. But yeah, it looks like we are equaling or maybe one less than last year's record number of chicks, which was ridiculously high anyway, you know, breeding success rate. So this is still a very good one. So provided there are no unexpected, you know, deaths or anything that can happen. We did lose one chick, actually 2 chicks at least, I can confirm that. But that's less than normal, to be honest, during the hatching period. So yeah, so I'm very optimistic that we're going to see a good season, and now we'll be able to follow these chicks as they rapidly grow and swell up like a great big furry cantaloupe eventually. In another month and a half, they'll have increased weight by over 10 times, you know. So yeah, look forward to this. So it's an exciting time of the year, and yeah, we'll keep you appraised of all the latest developments with it. Just stay tuned, and all the best to everybody from JP and Jeremy on Nonsuch Island, Bermuda, on a beautiful late winter, early spring day. So all the best.